Hey there, welcome back to my channel, and I'm really excited about today's video. So I've been planning on doing this video for a little while, but I thought it would be the perfect kickoff to start talking about cruise travel. We have a cruise right around the corner, and of course all the packing, the planning, all of the day in the life travel videos will be right around the corner with that cruise, and we'll be sharing our adventure on an all new ship to us in an all new location. But today I wanted to talk a little bit more about how I book our Disney Cruise Line vacations. So for me, cruising was a little bit intimidating before I hadn't done it. I didn't know quite what to expect. I didn't know what the experience was going to be like. I didn't know if we were going to like it. Obviously, we went into it, we loved it, we have the cruise bug, and I absolutely love cruising. It's so relaxing. I love being out at sea. So that's what I'm excited about, is this cruise that we're going on. We have some days at sea. But the planning was also something all new, because going to Walt Disney World, I had done that so many times over and over that I was just basically in a rhythm, and I'm like checking off my list of which resorts I want to go to. But with Disney Cruise Line, it was all new. You have all of these itineraries to look for, all of these ships. What time of year do you go? So today I want to share all of my tips for how I book our Disney cruises, and I also want to give you my secret weapon today as well that will really help you out, some knowledge that you can book your own cruise easily, quickly, and just really give you some peace of mind. So let's dive in. So first things first, the Disney Cruise Line site is super easy to use. You just go to disneycruise.com, and the number one thing I recommend when you get started is, of course, you need to know who your sailing party is going to be. Is it going to be you? Is you and a spouse, you with children? And really kind of determine what type of vacation you want with that sailing party. So have that number in mind. Is it maybe a multi-generational trip where you're going to have grandparents and you need an adjoining room? So really kind of frame what that trip looks like and what you want to get out of the trip. Maybe it's just a lot of relaxing time. Maybe you're planning on being at the pool the whole time or excursions the whole time. So really think about your travel party. So a lot of times our travel party is myself, my husband, and our two girls. And we are starting to try new things with doing girls trips. I'll talk more about that in the video later. But just easily start out travel party of 4. So I know I typically have a travel party of 4. When you go to Disney Cruise Line's website, you can narrow your options down by what ship you want to sail on, what port you want to go out of. That one's important. And also the duration of cruises. So maybe you want to start out with a shorter cruise, 3 or 4 days, or you want to start out with a longer cruise, 5 or 6 days, to really get a feel for how you like it. So all of these different ways you can narrow down and really narrow in. I feel like the Caribbean cruises are a really great way to try out cruising, see if it's for you. And there are a lot of great ports that Disney goes out of. There is New Orleans, there's Galveston, there's Port Canaveral, which is super convenient if you're already at Walt Disney World, and Miami. And you can go on a number of different Caribbean cruises right from those ports. So I like selecting down our cruises by either what port I want to go out of or what ship I want to be on. What ship is a little bit easier for me because I've been on some of them and I want to try some of the ships I haven't been on. But if you don't know what ship you want to be on, I would recommend narrowing it down by either what port is easiest for you to go out of or what itinerary you're planning to go on. So obviously if you want to go to Alaska, you have to go out of specific ports for that. If you want to go to the Caribbean, there's more than one port for that. So you can really kind of narrow it down by either your location or what ports are easiest for you to get to. As you get into it, you can kind of narrow down which cruises are jumping out at you. So when I was planning our most recent cruise, I had about 3 different cruises really jump out at me. And at this point, I want to tell you about my secret weapon for planning a Disney cruise. So you may or may not know that when Disney has their prices out for both Walt Disney World and Disney Cruise Line vacations, they automatically have fees in there that are assuming that you're going to be using a travel agent. So when you use a travel agent, it's at no cost to you. You don't incur any extra cost. So really, when you're booking a Disney vacation, you might as well get the extra help, my secret weapon, from a travel agent to guide you through any of those questions that you need to narrow down, any of those questions about how to get transportation from the port to the airport, All of those things are things that travel agents can do. And this is where I want to introduce you to my secret weapon, Siera. So I'm gonna link Siera down below. She works for Destinations in Florida, and that is an awesome travel agent who is owned by the Jones family, and I've been friends with them for a number of years. And so when I found out that when you are booking a Disney vacation, the cost of having a travel agent is already assumed in their vacation costs, and it's at no cost to you when you're booking. It's kind of a no-brainer that I want to get the extra help and the extra assistance from a travel agent to be able to answer those questions that I need answered when I'm going out of a new port, when I don't know how to get transportation, when I want to find out information, or even, hopefully not, but have last minute things that come up, maybe little mini emergencies. You have that extra person to get a hold of. So Siera has been that person for our upcoming Disney cruise. We are going out of an all new port that I've never gone out of. We are going out of Galveston. I've literally never even been to Houston. So we're flying into Houston, going out of an all new port. We're using Disney transportation to get from Houston to Galveston, where the port is. And we are going in an all new ship to us. We're going to be on the Disney Magic. I have never been on the Disney Magic. So any question that I have about dining times, the shows, what there is available as far as different shops and amenities on the ship, and the all important questions about destinations, of how I get from transportation from the airport to the bus, and how do I get connected to all these places because I've never been there. Siera has been invaluable in getting me connected with answers for those, and she's been super responsive. So I wanted to give you my recommendation for how I've been planning these vacations to someplace that I've never been before, because when you've been somewhere multiple times, like for example with myself, Disney World, you just start to learn a routine. You know where everything is. You kind of start learning your way around. I've been to Disney World enough, I can tell you where the bathrooms are. But it's a whole new level of kind of anticipation when you've never been somewhere. You don't know what you're going to see when you land, and where do I go to find the bus, and you have all these questions. And so that travel agent really gives you a way to have someone to immediately get a hold of and be able to get answers to those questions. So I'll link her down below. It is an affiliate link. I do make a small commission if you end up traveling with Siera and then complete your travel. But I want to highly recommend Siera, first of all, because she's been super responsive, but then also, in particular with Disney Cruise Line, utilizing this. It's already built into Disney's cost. They just assume you're going to use a travel agent. It's a part of how they are kind of formatted. And so why not get the extra help and have someone to ask all those questions? So for our upcoming trip, I narrowed down, first of all, that I knew I wanted to go on a ship that I had not been on. We recently went on the Disney Wish. It's a beautiful new ship that they have. We've also been on the Disney Dream, and we've been on the Disney Wonder. So I knew I wanted to go on either the Disney Fantasy or on the Disney Magic. The next thing I narrowed down is I knew I wanted to go on a different itinerary. So I love that itinerary that we've gone on. Castaway Cay is one of my favorite places to go to on the earth. I love Castaway Cay. But I wanted to do a different itinerary because every single cruise we've been on, it's in the Bahamas, and it goes to the exact same ports, Nassau, Castaway Cay. And this last trip we went on the Wish was absolutely wonderful. We did the sea lion excursion, which was really cool. We went to Castaway Cay and I snorkeled and spent the day at the beach. So absolutely great itinerary if you haven't done it. But since we had done that one a number of times, I wanted to choose a new place to go. So as I was looking through the cruise itineraries, one place kept popping out over and over, and it happened to be a ship that I had not been on. And so that's how I narrowed it down to it was going to be the Disney Magic, and we were going to go to Mexico. So I'm super excited because I have never been to Mexico. Our itinerary goes to Cozumel and Costa Maya, and there's some really cool cultural experiences that we can do there as a part of our excursions. So I looked at all of the excursions and really narrowed down what I wanted to do. There's some Mayan ruins that we're going to be able to see one day. There's some cultural painting. We're going to be able to actually paint our own animals in the style that the Mayans used to paint and be able to take those home with us. So I'm super, super excited about that. And then also we have some great days at sea to be able to enjoy the ship. The restaurants are going to be all new to us. I might be a little bit excited about Rapunzel's restaurant, which is on the Disney Magic. I have no more than 3 outfits that will be going with me that are Rapunzel themed. And it's a big show, kind of like the Arendelle show was on the Disney Wish. So I'm super, super excited about that. There's also Lumiere's, which is a Beauty and the Beast restaurant inspired by Beauty and the Beast. Very elegant. And then Animator's Palette, which is just one of those like kind of favorite restaurants on the ship. If you have been on one of the ships that has that, you know, it's just a really fun restaurant to go to. So those are the restaurants we're going to be going to. I'm super excited for the experience, for the shows, for being at sea, for trying out an all new room, all new excursions, and all new itinerary. So we're going to be bringing you all of those videos as we go, but I wanted to kind of share my process about how I start when I'm planning a cruise, really determining what those most important factors are of what I want out of the trip. You know, when we're going to be able to go, who's going to be going with me, what do we want to experience, what location do we want to go to, how long are we going to be on that ship, and then really narrow down to, okay, if we have a choice between these 2 ships, which one may we not have been on? Which port is going to be easiest to go out of? For this, not this particular cruise, but for Mexico cruises, we had the choice of going out of New Orleans or Galveston. I ended up choosing Galveston because it was this specific ship, this specific itinerary. So a travel agent can really help you narrow all those down. If you get into those choices and you maybe don't know what the best fit for your group is, they can really help you narrow those down as well. So that's my process for how I plan our Disney Cruise Line vacations. It really helps to just kind of take it a step at a time, just bite off a little bit, finish that part, and then go on to the next part. And then you just do it piece by piece, and before you know it, you have all of your selections made and you're ready to sail. So I feel a lot more confident going on this trip knowing that I have Siera that I can get a hold of the whole time. Even after our travel is over on the Disney Cruise Line part and we're leaving, you know, we're using Disney Transportation, which she helped us book. If I have any questions about, like, you know, how do I get her luggage to the bus, I just get a hold of Siera and I ask her these questions and she can help me right out. So it gives me a lot of peace of mind. So I will link that down below, and also some helpful couple quick step tips for how you can narrow down what your selections will be to go on Disney Cruise Line. But I'm super excited to share our trip coming up, and we will have the whole packing and planning series like we normally do, and then day in the life travel videos from our whole travel series. So hopefully this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions below, and definitely reach out to Siera to plan your next trip. So thanks for watching today, and have a great day.